I'm Peter Jaszi. I teach in the IP Law Clinic, and I also teach a course in copyright law.
Hi, I'm Vicki Phillips. I teach in the IP Clinic, and I also teach communications law.
Hi, I'm Nabila Issa Odidi. I also teach in the IP Clinic, and I teach a patent litigation seminar.
When the Glusko Samuelson Intellectual Property Law Clinic opened its doors in 2011, we weren't sure what directions this novel experiment would take. We aimed to piggyback on the powerful pedagogical model of the established WCL clinical programs and apply it to a new subject matter: patent, copyright, trademark, and the allied doctrines that make up the field of intellectual property law. We knew that we wanted to serve a wide range of clients who couldn't otherwise afford high-quality intellectual property counsel, and we hoped that the clinic would provide a forum in which to think and talk about the competing models of public interest and intellectual property. Now, more than a decade later, I think I can say that these aspirations have been fulfilled and perhaps even surpassed in the sense that the WCL IP Clinic has become a model for others in law schools around the country. We're now more convinced than ever that participation in IP rights acquisition, transactional drafting, counseling, and litigation is an excellent way for students to understand and appreciate the skills and values that undergird all successful lawyering. And we're equally certain that more than ever it's important for students with a special interest in IP law to have a space to reflect on how this body of private ordering can promote or frustrate public values. And year after year, we renew our commitment to provide the kind of casework, classwork, supervision, and support that will help our students become self-conscious and reflective practitioners in whatever field they choose to pursue.
So how do we do this? We have the luxury, in most cases, of a year-long clinic to allow students to experience the many things we offer in it. First and foremost is the casework. When your law school classes come to life in the clients that we have, and as you heard, we have a variety of areas of practice. We do litigation, we do transactional work, including licensing, counseling people. We are in agencies doing administrative work. We're on the Hill doing legislative work and policy work. And the content area spans patent, trademark, copyright, communications law, trade secrets, and all the allied fields. So the casework is really the fundamental difference of clinic versus your law school classes, but we also have a 2-hour seminar. And in that seminar, we follow a simulated story of 2 clients who were in the intellectual property space with their problems, and we follow them through the year, you as students representing them in exercises such as interviewing, counseling, negotiation, all the way up to a trial. So that is the part of the class where we read a lot about theory, and then you get to actually try it out. You don't just read about it, you get to try it out. The other thing that's the important component of the clinic is this 1-hour supervision session. Sometimes it's more depending upon what you're working on, with a faculty supervisor where you are really working on your client matters with faculty supervision. The other thing I should say is that we have a 2-day, 1-day, occasionally orientation before the start of classes. So we want students to be aware that we bring people back a little bit before classes start to get a feel for what the clinic's going to be like. And so we can hit the ground running, and most students have their first case by the first day of classes.
So you've heard Professors Jaszi and Phillips talk about the inception of the clinic and how we go about doing what what we do. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what this means for you in practice, what our students go on to do, and also speak from a personal perspective, having been a student in the clinic and now having the pleasure to come back and teach alongside my mentors and now call them colleagues. So one general perception is that IP Clinic and clinic in general is really for students who are interested in the public interest and have a sense that those are the fields that they want to go into, and that if you are more so in the private sector and don't have those leanings, that you won't get something out of it. And I want to start out by saying that that is a myth, and that our students go on to various areas of practice, including legislative practice, private practice. There are people who are examiners in the PTO. There are people who are magistrate judges, who are professors. So it really spans the gamut in terms of areas of practice. And the core takeaway here is that clinic is really about developing those skills that you will have to use in practice, irrespective of whether you go on to practice as an attorney and regardless of what area of practice you end up in. And I can personally say this from experience. I clerked after clinic. I went into private practice and am now teaching, and can absolutely say that the valuable lessons, the qualities of reflecting in the moment, the concept of taking a client relationship from inception and going through the fears of not knowing what to say during the first client interview, being unsure of myself, and by the end of the year having a sense that, yes, I can do this, and really seeing that in the students that I work with now. Those are valuable skill sets that you will take with you after clinic. So we look forward to having you, and definitely talk to your peers who've done clinic and get those perspectives, because that's very, very important. Thank you.